The GI Journal goes to press. Yes, sir, it's the GI Journal again, your radio newspaper of the AEF, the paper that prints all your contributions. Men, do you remember your first experience firing the M1 rifle? The sharp snap, snap as you squeeze the trigger? Well, here's a man whose jokes smell just like the powder fumes from those shots. Your editor-in-chief for this edition, Jack Carson.
Hiya, men. Hi. Thanks, Harry Mitchell, for that nice build-up on the nomenclature of the M1. I thought for a minute you were going to introduce Pistol Pack and Mama. Sure is nice being back in the old journal again. As usual, this is your five-star finalist. Standing by are your five-star reporters. There's lovely Linda Darnell editing your letters to the editor, Ransom Sherman reading your poems, Mel Blanc, our one-man crowd, Harry Mitchell, and, of course, our star outside reporter, Hugh Herbert, who ought to be calling in with a big story right about now. Hello?
Woo, this is Woo Herbert. I'm in the Persian Gulf District. There's nothing but sand, sand, and sand.
Sand, are you in the desert hiking?
No, I'm in the kitchen cleaning spinach. But I'm also getting ready to get supplies for tonight. I'm going to hunt wild boar.
Wild boar?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Joey.
Ooh, of course, some of them aren't quite as boring as others.
Now, turning the proof sheets to the musical column, we find Skin A Innes and the 360th ASF Band beating out a tune for a lonesome member of the AEF at APO 928 and for Corporal Partial at APO 729. Stealing apples.
Hold the presses.
Okay, Ransom Sherman.
Thank you, Jack Carson.
All right, Ransom Sherman.
Thank you again, Jack Carson.
Okay, Ransom Sherman.
I'll give up. The most excellent poems came in.
Well, read them, Ransom Sherman.
I will, Jack Carson. Our first one.
I give up this time.
Our first one is from Eugene Barnum. 'Tis sweet to love, but oh, how bitter. To love a girl and then not get her.
Proceed.
Then, Joe, it's from Eddie Eresi aboard a battleship. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack jump over the candlestick. Or get a hot foot way up there.
Any more, Ransom Sherman?
One more, Jack. Carson. This is from Rudy. This is from
Rudy Fair in an infantry unit. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Caught my pants on some sharp barbed wire. Where they tore, I ain't admittin'. But what I'm knittin' ain't for Britain.
That'll teach you, Rudy. The best and safest way to get over barbed wire is to lay on your back and crawl under as you lift the wire up with your hand. I know because I saw Humphrey Bogart do it in one of his pictures. If you men listening in have any good poems on hand, don't forget to V-mail them into GI Journal, Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA, and we'll read them for you. By the way, just want to mention that we got some swell poems in on the sarong pin contest from Corporal Carl Ruth Jr., Sergeant Russell A. Robald, Jim Beach, John R. Kuhlman, Sergeant August Gable, Jr., Private Walter Farley, Sergeant Rodriguez, PFC Jerry Shapiro, PFC John Patterson, Corporal S.R. Sawyer, and Sergeants William Holworth and Schaumlevel. We'll have the winner for you soon. Hello, is this my reporter, Hugh Herbert?
That's just, woo, it is. I'm overseas with the Air Force in a plane. We just stopped our bombs. We dropped one bomb on Fritz's Bar and Grill, another bomb on Schickelmeyer's Saloon, and another bomb on Wilhelmstrasse Nightclub.
Fritz's Bar and Grill, Schickelmeyer's Saloon, and Wilhelmstrasse Nightclub. Why did you pick those particular targets?
Oh, this is a dive bomber. Woo-hoo!
Are you the pilot of that plane?
Oh, no. I can't get a license. They flunked me on the pilot test because I took off.
What do you mean they flunked you on the pilot's test because you took off?
Well, I took off the wings, I took off the wheels, I took off the tail, but I think I'll take over controls now. Here comes the P-38. Watch. I'll fly this plane right in between those two tails.
Wait a minute, don't do that. You can't fly between those tails in the P-38.
Oh, nothing to it. I'll fly right in between those two tails. I sure started the wagon, didn't I?
Never mind. Just tell me more about the plane trip.
Well, we're flying back, Chief, and right now we're over France. Yes, we're over France. And what memories France brings back. Did you ever go out with any French girls, Chief?
Oui. Did you ever go out with any?
Oh, woo-hoo!
So your trip on that bomber's been okay, huh?
Oh, sure. These airplanes get the best of care, Chief. Best of care. Even while we were way up in the air.
Even while you're way up in the air?
Yeah.
Hey, mister, do you want me to sweep off your plane?
What was that?
Oh, just some witch on a broomstick?
I'd like to take a hitch with that witch. But don't be silly, Hugh. Everybody knows nowadays that there's no such thing as a witch on a broomstick.
Oh, that's right. They use vacuum cleaners now. Vacuum cleaners.
A witch on a vacuum cleaner?
Sure, listen.
What happened?
I pulled the plug out.
Our music section has a heading here that's brand new on our pages. It's for Badzinski, McFlynn, Fayol, Leary, and Reardon at Navy 116. Johnny Hamilton featured Solid Potato Salad. Chop it.
Some folks like their taters mayonnaise, some prefer French fries. But I like mine fixed with mayonnaise, coleslaw on the side. Solid potato salad, that's solid Jack. Solid potato salad, boy. Take my plate, fill it up, bring it right back. Solid potato salad, and let's have no yak. Solid potato salad, boy. Take my plate, fill it up, bring it right back. The farmer said to the spud, your skin is looking pallid, so I'll dig you later, bud, for some solid potato salad. Solid potato salad, that's solid Jack. Solid potato salad, boy. Take my plate, fill it up, bring it right back. Said to the spud, your skin is looking kind of pallid, so I'll dig you later, bud, for some solid potato salad. Solid potato salad. That's solid salad, Jack. Solid potato salad, boy. Take my plate and fill it up. I like it so much that I won't give up. Solid potato salad.
And now we turn to your favorite pinup editor, lovely, luscious Linda Darnell. Hello, Lush.
Hello, Mush. Say, Jack, you really look radiant tonight. You're so happy and so gay.
Yeah, Linda, it's wonderful. I finally met her.
Who?
Oh, she's angelic, divine, supreme, gold braid.
Who?
My dream girl, Nostalgia Crawfish.
Nostalgia Crawfish? Oh, is that the walking zombie I saw you with last night?
Walking zombie. Linda, didn't you get a glimpse of her figure? Why, she's built like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, I noticed that some of her plaster was coming off.
Linda, you should hear her voice. What a voice she's got.
Voice?
Yeah. You know how some girls speak in a husky, glamorous contralto?
Yeah.
Well, she sounds like a Mersey eating goats.
Oh, no. Oh, tell me, Jack, what kind of a girl is she? Has she got pretty eyes?
No.
Pretty legs?
No.
Pretty lips?
No.
Well, what has she got?
Well, for one thing, she's very GI.
GI, what do you mean?
Well, every time I kiss her, she forgets another directive.
She sounds like an eager beaver to me. Well, she sure turned your head, Jack. You were acting so silly in that nightclub.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Did you see me when I was dancing around with a lampshade in my head?
That's what I mean, Jack, dear. I mean, after all, a lampshade on your head. Didn't you feel like a fool?
I sure did, Linda. Especially when the head waiter came over and screwed a 30-watt bulb in my mouth. Read on.
Well, our first letter here is from a gunner in the United States Navy's Armed Guards. And he's aboard a merchant ship somewhere. And I quote, "Our bunch is called the Sitting Ducks, the Clay Pigeons, or the Sea Scouts. Our coat of arms bears the motto, Sighted Sub, Glub Glub." He says, "We take a lot of kidding from the rest of the Navy, but we have what is known as good duty, and few of us would change it if we could. You see, we seldom get a chance to do anything spectacular, but we've made the Axis attacks on merchant shipping anything but a soft touch."
Soft touch. That's a real bit of understatement there. Some of the most vicious and determined attacks made on our shipping by the enemy has been fought off by the armed guard. There wasn't any armored hull under them either. Usually it was a cargo of gasoline and bombs covered by a thin-skinned hull.
Say, Jack, look, we've got another very good letter here, and this one's in verse from Private Johnny Kellerman.
Well, read it, Linda Darnell.
Okay, here goes. He says, "I scrubbed my GI shoes with soap and brush of wire. I really rubbed and got 'em white and put 'em by the fire. They stiffened and cracked as the fire got hot and curled like rusty barges. Supply says they're no good now. Moral, statement of charges."
Even I know better than that, Johnny. Let them dry in the sun and then give them a good coat of dubbing.
Say, how about you reading this next letter, Jack? It's from a corporal of a Coast Artillery unit overseas. Go
All right,
ahead.
let me see. Quote, don't sell the Coast Artillery short. Not only do we have to master the firing and servicing of all weapons from a carbine to a 16-inch gun, but we also have to know infantry and field artillery tactics. Working hand in hand with the Navy, we have to be familiar with the identification of naval craft and signaling, manning of searchlight, and anti-aircraft guns. While many of us are in the limits of the United States, many more are out overseas guarding the beachheads and harbors from enemy attacks and landings. Many times, Coast Artillery task forces are sent to establish beachheads. In fact, when the Marine Division made the initial landing on Guadalcanal in 1942, it was a Coast Artillery unit that landed with them, working both as a field and a Coast Artillery outfit. Wherever the colors fly, you'll be sure to find the cross cannons and shell boys.
Say, that's swell, Jack. No fooling. Remember, fellas, if any of you would like to tell us about your particular unit, just V-mail it to G.I. Journal, Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA, for a reading.
Come in.
Keep your distance, say. Stay away.
Huh?
I'm warning you. Take it easy around me.
Oh,
I'm not to be fooled with, Bud. Now watch out.
Who are you that you're so touchy?
Oh, just a little old booby trap.
Our pin-up page tells us that it's bountiful blonde and beautiful Carmine. She's going to tell Jack Broadway, Arthur Flack, and Nick Corporal of the Navy all about these foolish things. Okay, honey, let's hear the sweet talk.
Cigarette that bears a lipstick's traces, an airline ticket to romantic places, and still my heart has wings. These foolish things remind me of you. A tinkling piano in the next apartment, those stumbling words that told me what my heart meant, a fairground painted swings. These foolish things remind me of you. You came, you saw, you conquered me. I knew somehow this had to be. The winds of March that made my heart a dancer, a telephone that rings but who's to answer? Oh, how the ghost of you clings. These foolish things remind me of you.
Say, Jack, here's another letter asking us to print up a commercial in G.I. Journal. Now, there's a corporal in North Africa just aching to hear one like he used to hear on the air.
Okay, one commercial coming up for the aching corporal, just like you hear on the radio.
This is the irrational broadcasting system.
Jesus! Around ya! Men, have you been missing something lately? Would you get down on your knees for a nice slice of cheese? Have you got ants in your pants for leader crayons? Then remember the Cheesy Cheese Company's slogan. Grow old and wheezy with a cheese that's cheesy. There are many ways of serving cheesy cheese. You can smear it on bread, you can eat it right from the jar, or you can just sit around the table throwing handfuls of it at each other. So try cheesy cheese. Cheesy cheese is smooth. It feels like satin, it looks like satin, and one taste will convince you it has been satin. Cheesy Cheese has many loyal customers. Let's look in on one of them as he tries to buy some of his favorite cheesy cheese.
Good afternoon, sir. What can I do for you?
Have you got any cheesy cheese here?
Nope.
Are you sure you ain't got any cheesy cheese?
Positive.
But I tell you, I smell cheesy cheese here.
Beat it, stupid. This ain't a grocery store. It's a skunk farm.
Yes, sir, Cheesy Cheeses have many satisfied users. I have one lady here whose husband thought that all Swiss cheese was alike. That is, he thought all Swiss cheese was alike until his wife served cheesy Swiss cheese. What happened, madam?
Well, I'm telling you, it just opened his eyes.
Is that all?
No, it closed his nose, too.
Tell us in your own words your experience with our Swiss cheese, madam.
Well, there's not much to tell. I gave my husband Swiss cheese on Monday, and I fed him some more Swiss cheese on Tuesday, and And then another slice of Swiss cheese on Wednesday. And on Thursday, he ate Swiss cheese again. And just this morning, I put another portion of Swiss cheese in front of him.
And what did he say?
Nothing. He just sat there staring at me with those holes in his head.
Headlining the stories on the women's page, we find Skinny telling all the wax, waves, and spars about night and day. Whisper it, Skin.
Like the beat, beat, beat of the tom-tom when the jungle shadows fall. Like the tick, tick, tock of a stately clock as it stands against the wall. Like the drip, drip, drip of the raindrops after summer showers through. So a voice within me keeps repeating, you, night and day. You are the one, only you, beneath the moon and under the sun. Whether near to me or far, it's no matter, darling, where you are. I think of you night and day and night. Why is it so that this longing for you follows wherever I go? In the roaring traffic's boom, in the silence of my lonely room, I think of you night and day and night. Under this heart of me, there's such a hungry yearning burning inside of me, and its torment won't be through till you let me spend my life making love to you day and night, night and day.
Skipping a few columns to this next page in the GI Journal, we come to an item that should interest...
Say, I'd like to get a 6-month subscription. Put my name on your list. I want this paper delivered. Could I please see today's headlines?
Just a minute, young man. I know you from somewhere, don't I?
Oh, sure. I'm a lieutenant, captain, major, private sad sack.
That's right. And I guess you're here with another chapter in the story of your life.
Correct. I'm here with another episode.
What happened to that What happened to that chap?
Oh, he was drafted.
Okay. Let's get started with the next chapter in the life of the sad sack. Mr. and Mrs. Sack were delighted when the sad sack was born. And when he was a baby just learning to talk, Mr. Sack said to his little son...
Say something, little boy. Try to talk, son. Try to talk.
The sad sack really wants to help his mother around the house. One time he insists on going to the store and doing the shopping for her. He says to the clerk,
I want a pound of give me a pound of I want a dozen give me a quarter of me, give me something before we all starve.
But the sad sack really has a fine character and a good nature. One day he sees a big bully beating up a small child. He rushes over and says to the bully,
why don't you stop picking on that? Why don't you leave that little bit? You ought to be ashamed of picking on a little. Come on, let's beat him up together.
But it was in school where the sad sack showed his true brilliance. At the end of the year, by a unanimous vote, the sad sack was voted the most likely to be least likely to be most likely. And soon the sad sack got himself a girlfriend. He took her out on their first date, and at the end of the evening, the girl said,
Sad sack, I'd like to go home now. Why don't you call a cab?
Sure. It's the taxi. It's the
Oh, for goodness sake, how are you going to stand there stuttering?
It's there till the bus comes along.
But then the sad sack was drafted. He immediately tries to get into the Signal Corps, and he proudly shows the officer in charge how good he is at decoding messages.
Well, Sack, what did it say?
It said,
The linotypes on the Sharps and Flats page form an interesting headline that reads, King Porter Stock. It's an instrumental for Private Ray Peterson at APO 3. Let's go. About time to shut the doors on the old G.I. Joe for tonight.
Hold everything. A very fine bit of writing was just sent in to our social column by Private Jimmy Uhas, and it's a toast. Here's to happy days. Any darn fool can have a good time at night.
Well, men, it's been a lot of fun working the Journal, and I'll be back soon. In the meantime, remember what G.I. Joe says. We have plenty if it is used wisely. Don't waste precious material. This is Jack Carson saying, so long.
Now, don't forget, man, if you want to write for such stars as Jack Carson, Kay Kaiser, Bing Crosby, Bob Hope, Linda Darnell, Hugh Herbert, Rochester, or Jerry Colonna, all you have to do is write in any gag that you think will fit them or any incident in the life of the sad sack. And believe me, we'll use it.
This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.